Hello and welcome to the Destiny News Month in Review for the month of August 2013. In this edition, we'll look back at weapons, Gamescom, countering trolls, trading cards, and mail sacks past. If I have a video on the topic, it will be marked with an annotation, so keep them on if you want to check out the topics more in depth. But first, let's start with Edge magazine. They had a 10-page article that discusses a few things. For starters, the story is not going to give you all of the answers. Some things will be intentionally left unanswered, either for you to figure out for yourself, or that they will be answered later. Next, they talk about map sizes and how most of them were designed based on both lore and combat. Limiting the size of public events to make people feel more important is definitely one of the more notable points they made. Other things in the article include comparisons to Borderlands, exploration, and more. If you want to brush up on this article, take a look at the comprehensive review that I've done. Within that Edge magazine realm is a brief discussion on how Bungie plans to counter trolls. I'm just going to quote them directly. Quote, "What you can do is prevent them from being able to ruin other players' experiences. You give people these tools that encourage them to interact positively with each other, and then if someone is interacting negatively with you, they can't ruin your experience." They also say that they've designed public and co-op events so specifically that it's incredibly difficult or even impossible to troll others. Personally, I don't think that there will ever be a way to completely eliminate trolling from any game with a multiplayer component, but it certainly sounds like Bungie knows what they're doing in this regard. Bungie has started a new series called the Destiny Drawing Board, where they've been going over exotic weapons that will be in the game. So far, we've learned of Red Death, Gallarhorn, and Closing Time. To learn more about these weapons, click on the corresponding videos. The Bungie links to each weapon are also in the description. As for the mystery symbol on Closing Time's stock that I mentioned in that video, it is on the cloak of the hunter from the Law of the Jungle trailer right at the beginning. So I think this symbol somehow relates to the city. In case you've been living under a rock, ViDoc 2 Out Here in the Wild was released during Gamescom, where the main thing we learned about were super abilities, like Golden Gun for the Hunter, Fist of Havoc for the Titan, Radiance and Nova Bomb for the Warlock. To get a quick analysis of the ViDoc, check out my video, but if you want something way more detailed, check out Destiny Updates analysis, linked here. As for the rest of Gamescom, More Console and Destination were both there and have some trading card codes for everyone. They are not limited to one use, so write them down and keep them in a safe place for whenever we are actually able to utilize them. There was also the Making of the Fallen statue that was at Gamescom. You can find the official video of the making of the statue on the official Destiny channel. Destiny also won the Best of Gamescom award. The hype machine never stops, with this article from gamesindustry.biz saying that Destiny can be as big as Star Wars. While I'm certainly hyped for Destiny, I personally think they're pushing it a little bit with some of these comparisons. Destiny versus Call of Duty? Yeah, that's fair. Destiny versus Star Wars? I think we'll have to wait and see for that. The article is linked in the description, where they go on to discuss the massive monetary investment in Destiny, storytelling, and more, but you won't lose any sleep if you decide to skip it. Jim Ryan, president and CEO of SCEE, briefly discusses the PlayStation Exclusivity with Destiny. Quote, "There's going to be a lot of stuff that is exclusive to the PlayStation SKU for a window of time, and there's going to be a lot of PlayStation branded marketing collateral, and there's going to be PlayStation hardware bundles," end quote. The exclusive PS4 content is sounding more and more like a Call of Duty situation, where the content will first come to PlayStation and then to Xbox later. As for the hardware bundles, if you're sold on Destiny but not yet on a PS4, you might want to wait a little bit to hit up those Destiny PS4 bundles. As for the mail sacks past, we've learned that we can see our feet if we look down, some guns will probably have an elemental property, strike mode is speculated to be a firefight or horde mode, and there is a ton of player choice. The most recent mail sack covers absolutely nothing because they didn't do one. Time for our final segment, Dato's Disclosure. I'm worried that some people are getting put off by the semantics of how Bungie's choosing to share their information. There was quite a bit of negativity surrounding the lack of a new gameplay video at Gamescom, considering it's been over 2 months since E3. I know I wasn't expecting E3 levels of info, but maybe something a couple of minutes long showing somewhere else would have been nice. I think they might be hurting themselves a little bit with this tiny trickle of information, especially because they're still in pre-alpha. I fully realize that I am a channel devoted to the game of Destiny, so as a YouTuber, I like the little trickle of information. But as a gamer, I'd rather just hear nothing for a little while, let them get a little bit closer to completing the game, and then actually being able to answer our questions instead of just hearing, "Oh, we'll tell you later," over and over and over again. This hype machine, with the comparisons to how big the game can get, pokes at me the wrong way as well. Not because I don't think the game will perform well, I think it'll be awesome, but I think it's a little too soon to start these comparisons. I'm interested in what you guys think on that whole front, the limited info, Gamescom, etc. I tend to not cover the short articles or the articles with very little information in video form until these big updates, so if you're interested in keeping up to date with those little in-between pieces, be sure to follow me on Twitter at DadosDestiny to make sure you are 100% up to date. That is the August recap. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later.